Minor detail, I forgot to actually unmute the mic. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit important. But anyway. Shh. Scroll that down a little bit. I think that should do it. Hopefully. If not, well, with it. Let's see. No. Stop messing with it. Leave it alone. Stop it. Thank you. Leave it alone. So, I'm going to give a little bit for people to come flying in. Because the topic at hand is actually going to have something to do with actually the fireworks that are going off in the background. Believe it or not. And also about the title too. I mean, you can kind of tell. So, the title being how you can actually use your border method. You can actually like an intent to whatever. I don't need that one. So, that's weird. Anyway, so first and foremost, when it comes to the environment that you're in, usually, even if it's something that's loud, something that's soft, especially like right now, since it does the 4th of July and you're hearing a lot of boom, boom, pows. No, we're not going to be having any of that Black Eyed Peas stuff. No, none of that yet. But whatever is going on in the environment, you can actually attach like a meaning to it. For an example, oh my gosh, it's the Dark Magician. What the? Well, it was about time that I've drawn the Dark Magician. The heck, dude. Okay, I think, and I hope that's still working. Okay, speaker's muted. But anyway, so the environment. Now, whenever you're in an environment that is like, for example, the fireworks going off, you can actually have an intent be pretty much stated, and you have the intention, and then when you pretty much give it the say so, whenever, like for an example, whenever one of the fireworks goes up and off, like when you hear the, you can give that firework going kaboom, or that sound boom. You can give it any kind of intent or essentially effect, if that makes sense. And the thing is, when you're using this way of using magical in this kind of mindset way, you have to start at the very core of it with the idea of like, okay, so this is me, this body's mine, the eyes that I'm seeing through are mine, this mouth that I'm speaking out of is mine, the voice that's coming out of my throat and the noise is making, it's mine. I'm hearing my own voice, okay. I'm having my own thoughts, the thoughts that are in my head are my own. I'm living my life, and essentially this is my life, so therefore I decide what happens and how everything plays out and how it affects me and the world around me. Because the thing is, when you're going down this path of becoming so self-aware that, okay, see, so every time, like for example, now that you're in the state of mind, like, okay, I'm in control, I have the final say, my life, since it's my life, I decide how things go. No fans, buts, or tushies because someone tries to come in and say, oh, you can't have that. No, it's not your life, it's mine. So, having this already point of pretty much knowing that, okay, I'm in control, I decide what goes, what doesn't go, and what happens when this in the background does, whenever it goes off and does something, this is what it does. So, take for an example. And no, you don't have to do anything fancy because essentially, the most simplistic way of putting it, whatever you say is how it will be. And so be it. No fans, buts, or tushies. And that's the thing that you have to keep in mind if you're going to be going about it this way. So make sure that you're being very calculative before you're being all like, okay, this is what's going to happen every time a boom boom goes off. Think it over. So, for an example, take I'll even do one that actually I want to have happen myself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a blue topaz, an amethyst, grab a lappy. I'll grab a stishenshite. Yeah, try saying that five times fast. My blue sapphire. Don't need my turquoise. Don't need you. And give me the rudolite quartz, the little zzzt stone. Okay, so in case you're wondering, Sutralite gives like pretty much the guidance of a higher power. Amethyst, well, if you're familiar with how amethyst is, I think you know. Everybody knows what amethyst does. We're not that new here. Lappy for maintaining a higher state of awareness and empowerment, and only coming from a higher state of thinking and not being dragged down. Blue sapphire to stay focused and not getting sidetracked. Rudolite quartz for the little bit of a shocking love tap, and then the blue topaz for pretty much filling in wherever it needs to be filled in, because blue topaz is extremely adaptable and having a very flow-like energy with the mind. So I'm going to take all of these lovely colored stones, put them in my receptive hand, and then just start pondering in my head. What the heck am I wanting to have be implemented onto the environment around me? And what's going on in my environment, too, at the same time. Just because you see, oh, it's dark outside. So no. Like, be aware of like how the fireworks are going off. So for this example, I'm having the pondering idea of, let's see. Let's put it as every time a firework goes off, since I'm in control of my life, I have the final say, and essentially what I say goes, and that's not negotiable because in my life I decide how it goes out. Every time firework goes up, it makes a loud bang bang explosion noise. Pretty much that makes the desires that I'm wanting to have happen become much more closer to me obtaining, as an example. So for say you can even keep it nice and simple. Like every time when a firework goes off, my wealth goes up by minimum. Like say your bank account will be going up minimum $10 for an example. But the thing is, make sure you keep it to a realistic thing and not being on like every time I hear a firework goes off, that's $1,000,000. No, come on, that's you're gonna have to have your magic in your environment be. There has to be the element of practicality with it too. So you can't just be all like every time when a boom boom goes off, I get a new girlfriend. No, no, definitely not. Instead, for that, put it as every time when like a firework goes off, my financial the sustaining financials I have, they expand because if you have because since there's a lot of boom booms going on, if I was put like saying Every time when a boom goes off, my financial sustenance, like the finances that are sustaining me, they pretty much get tripled. Keep in mind, whatever amount of financial standing you have, every time when it goes, it'll be tripled. So, one, I'm saying now, tripled. Now it's become something else. And whenever another one goes off, that's when it's going to triple again. It stacks with itself. Because you have made it known that each firework, every time it goes, my sustaining wealth triples. Your incoming gains triple. So even if you want to be extra, a little bit whimsical, like how they have like the little sparkler ones, the ones that shoot the fireworks off pretty fast, like very fast. Triple, yeah. Oh, there's another one. There's another triple. But you can kind of see the idea. You're using your environment to help keep the intent of the desire you're wanting going and adding energy to it. And the thing is that especially like around when there's like fireworks or celebrations like this, you can actually take a lot of energy from it to actually have it be pushed towards the direction you want it to go. It sounds so simple and so like might be a bit over the head a little bit, but the thing is, if you keep it simple and have the thought that saying, I'm giving the sound of a firework going off this meaning and intent and how it affects me in my life. Because once you say it that's how it is. You're the one who makes the final call and decision in your life. By technicality, it's true. So every boom boom goes off. Well, he said his wealth and his sustaining finances triple every time when a boom goes off. So triple. If you would. 3, 2, 1. Yep, there it is. There's another triple. So, but the thing is, when you do give something like that a magical meaning, there's another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. When you give it that meaning, it's going to be stuck like that until you actually pretty much go back and you actually say the intent of my financials, my sustaining financials being tripled becomes null and void, meaning that now it's just a firework going off. So now you can actually give it a repurposing every time when a firework goes off. It's just an example. And I mean the same thing too. Like it doesn't have to be like special occasion. You can even be just like look at the and that's using your environment. You just put yourself or like even a finger in the water, the stream. You give the stream the intent. It'll grab a hold of all the negativity and the unnecessary BS that's on you, and it'll just pull it off you because you said so. And it's actually very simple, but you're using the alchemical process to go from here now into this, then to this, then to that. And therefore this is now this. And deductive reasoning. But the thing is that what this does, it pretty much logically explains it to the mind, making the mind actually think, yeah, that makes sense, so I'm going to go with it. It makes the conscious mind actually take it and agree with it. And when you have something make sense and agree with it, it tends to help tremendously. If it logically makes sense, well, why not? And sometimes some people have that difficulty when they're doing magic. And it's actually very, like I said, it's very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, you don't even need any materials. Pretty much all you need is I think, therefore it is, or I say, therefore it is. Sometimes that's all you need. And really, I mean, that's really it. It wasn't anything big, magical, like big, woozy wooey and like ritualistic. I mean, if you want it to be, you can. What the? Misclick. If boom, boom, LaRue again. If you wanted it to be like that, you can. If you don't want it that way, you don't have to make it all fancy woozy. You don't have to. It all comes down to however you want to have it be. Because again, it's all up to you, not me. Because it's your life, you decide how your life plays out and what happens. And what's right for you may not be right for me, but what's right for you is right for you. And you know what's best for you. Because I don't know what's best for you. I'm not you, so I got nothing. So really, that was pretty much that's pretty much this. And when this triggers and goes, is what happens for me. Because you have full 100% authority over your being. And it's so simple. And that's sometimes all you need. As a wise man once said, keep it simple, because the more simple you keep it, the less headache you get. And you don't want headache. Unless if you're one of those rude ones, then that's completely different. And really, I mean, that's pretty much all I can really think of. If anybody has any questions at all, that was pretty much it. I know, short and sweet, but that's just sometimes magic doesn't have to be overly complicated. You don't have to wait for the perfect planetary position. You just got to use your head. If you use your head, you can actually be able to sidestep or completely mitigate or just completely miss, like pretty much get yourself out of the way of actually being affected by it. Heck, you can even have somebody throw like a curse at you, and then you can actually decide, nah, it's going to benefit me instead. No, thank you. Or even better yet, I can't accept your curse. You can keep it instead. Do you have to accept something that's trying to be given to you? Do you have to accept it? No, you don't. You don't have to accept it, no matter what it is. So you can decline it and then have them keep the curse that they're trying to give you. Nope, I can't take your hex. You can keep it. No, I insist. Very thoughtful, but you keep it. Completely. Nope. And that's what I like to call the art of bamboozling. It's so simple that it is mind blowing. Like, what? Mm-hmm. Same thing like generational curses. Oh, I have a generational curse. Oh, what a shame. Nah, I don't want to. Nah, whoever put this on my family and generation, they can keep it instead. I can't accept it. They can keep it. Nah, they can keep it. I can't accept it. Thoughtful, but no. Mm-hmm. It seems like pretty much, I guess there's no questions. So I'm pretty much am just going to take a fly off then. Yeah, this one was a short and easy, but actually very deceptively powerful way of actually using the environment around you to help your magical uses. And again, you don't have to make it complicated. You don't have to make it fancy. Just keep it simple. That works for you.